Bro.
Jim Jones had a strange sensation of urgency in his heart as he walked about his small flat. It began as every other Wednesday, except for the eerie electricity. He'd been thinking about his sweetheart, Chrissy, a lot lately. Their passionate moments together had left him stunned, but their recent separation made him shudder. Chrissy felt alive and free of her past as the afternoon sun shone through the window. She was laughing and enjoying the warmth of open discussion at her friend's house. However, she couldn't help but notice how much she resembled the man she had previously loved, possessed a draw that she tried her hardest to entirely let go of. He was flung off as the sun sank, lighting the sky with fiery hues. Jim's phone rang menacingly, sending a shiver down his spine. It was a message from a buddy. Common is going back to town. He disregarded the message as a wave of heat swept across his cheeks, and futile uncertainty crept into his heart like poison, propelled by an unexpected desire to confront the truth. Anger swirled with dread. As soon as he got into his car, Jim thought about Chrissy's reaction and how her eyes would light up as he shocked her. But as he drove, his exhilaration gave way to nervousness when he noticed the familiar automobile parked. He took a deep breath, opened the door, and felt something like a kick to the stomach. When he saw Common's car there, his palms tightened, his heart dropped from his chest, and the laughter inside seemed like a mocking echo. What the hell is going on here? Jim's voice broke out as Chrissy and Common were sprawled out on the couch, laughing uncontrollably and showing intimacy with their body language. As she got to her feet, Chrissy's head swung around her face, low-key, lethal, and colorless. James, I don't even know where to begin, but you said you were over Jim. Jim screamed, his voice full of betrayal. With a startled and irritated expression on his face, Common got to his feet, his hands raised defensively. This is not as easy as it looks, according to Jim Man. Don't talk. Amidst the mounting tension, Jim said, I don't want to hear your pitiful justifications. The space grew cold. It was a strong, almost physical atmosphere. Chrissy's eyes flashed with dread and sorrow. Jim, may I tell you what he yelled? Her eyes were filled with wrath. Despite all you say, I know I wasn't sneaking around since you've been lying to me behind my back. Crez's voice trailed off as she screamed. Jim snorted, obviously not impressed with what I thought would be a straightforward discussion. Is this a conversation, in your opinion? As he turned to storm away, he felt a piece of himself break, entwined with him as if you had never left. The laughter that had flooded the room, the punchline to a joke he had not wanted to be a part of, felt to him like a cruel betrayal. The door slammed behind him, evoking the finality of their shattered confidence. The fresh night air hit him like a rush of adrenaline, leaving him breathless after the storm of emotions overtook him. Did they happen by chance? Would he trust Christy ever again? He was overcome with feelings of betrayal and a great need for answers. As the night drove away, Jim realized there were a lot of gloomy but bright possibilities ahead. This was only the start. It remained. Is it possible for an intense love to endure such a traumatic breakup? The night itself appeared to be as distant as the solution, and the path ahead was anything but straightforward. As he navigated the city's streets, he was confronted by the dangerous allure of the past and the harsh, undiluted reality of betrayal and love. As the sun sank low over New York City, the busy streets below turned golden, and the upscale eatery was filled with laughter and clinking glasses. At one table, however, a significant shift was about to occur. Sitting across from Jim Jones, Chrissy Lampkin appeared just as resolute and distressed. They were different after going through their share of highs and lows. The talk between Chrissy and Jim's mother seemed uncomfortable. Jim, we must discuss your mother. Chrissy's voice was calm but impassioned. She always treats me disrespectfully, so I can't keep acting like everything is fine. Jim scratched the back of his neck and moaned. It's my mother, so you have to understand where she's coming from, he responded. Chrissy went on, it goes beyond how your mother handles me. Her eyes glistening. You cannot continue to protect her. Jim's phone buzzed on the table with a text message, and the air crackled with unresolved feelings. Jim's face frozen as his mother yelled obscenities at him. It's ridiculous that she's messaging me now and accusing me of causing conflict in our family. I want to be a part of your life, but your mother won't let me. As Chris's yelling increased in volume, a table nearby turned. Someone shifted to the side of their table before Chrissy could reply. You seem to be at her neck all the time, and Jim was growing increasingly agitated. What if all you did was try to understand her? I'm tired of your disrespect, Jim's mother said with a scowl. Christina, the strain was relieved like a cheese string. You think you can just come in here and take my son away? Chrissy struck back. You're going to let her talk to me like that? Jim got up to try to diffuse the tension as Chrissy's question lingered in the air like a challenge. I'm not trying to take him away, so you have to show me respect. The weight of his mother's affection pulled at Jim, causing his face to contort in agony. Chrissy, however, had had enough. She jumped out of her seat, anger radiating from her like burning heat. We can't work together since you let her take over when things were in disarray. When Jim became very irate and attempted to interrupt Chris, he punched her cheek, shocking everyone in the room. Restaurant in a peaceful and comfortable setting between them, there were gasps. Jim's pulse raced as his eyes widened in shock at what he had just done. Is that you? Chrissy's face wavered between resolute resolution and paralyzed sorrow as she spoke, tears running down her cheeks. You chose her over me, she muttered. When Jim realized the real cost of his actions, his heart sank. Jim stood there as Chrissy pivoted on her heel. Gently, Jim, you need to decide what you want because I won't be in a love triangle with your mother. He was surrounded by silence at the cafe, and Dan's reality was disturbed due to the previous events, devotion, and treachery. Jim knew that when Chrissy proposed to him, things would be different. He recognized how crucial this was, and his heartbeat accelerated. Would he stand up for Chrissy, or would he let the powerful forces of family loyalty override their love? Backstage during the 2019 Deuce-a-Palooza in New York City, Barclays Center, December 13, Fresh York. A wire service shot of Johnny Noons. And it must finally stop. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin seemed to be over the idea of getting married at a family gathering during the third season of Love and Hip Hop on VH1, even though they had been together for 18 years. Chrissy Lampkin tells Jim Jones by 2021, "You want me to be this loving, crazy cook, this, that, and the other," she surprisingly stated before adding, "But you come home and you're mean and you're cold and you're distant." Jones admitted his wrongdoings during their contentious conversation because he was terrified of getting married. "Because I've always been the guy in the family. I only know how to attempt to support and earn money. I love you more than anything in this world, so please don't think I'm selfish in the slightest," said Chrissy. According to a recent episode of Love and Hip Hop New York, something needs to end. Chrissy Lampkin explained why she and Jim had stayed engaged for so long in the most recent episode. She explained how the producers first contacted her after she had been away from the show for almost 7 years in an attempt to get her back in the spotlight. "Our relationship is in a favorable spot," Chrissy said, referring to her previous partnership. "Not everyone is prepared for marriage, even though it might feel like the next step. Right now, everything is going well." In 2016, Chrissy revealed the couple's problems. She clarified that she remained engaged to her then fiancé because she didn't feel the need to be married until they were both ready. "People move at different speeds, which is why I'm here. I don't want to get divorced now that I've made this decision." In a particularly noteworthy episode, Chrissy moved from New York to Miami to live with Jim, which many fans thought was a watershed in their relationship. Their union has had a significant impact on their friendship and affection. Their relationship, fearing she could end it. The 9th season of the show will premiere on VH1 on December 16. Despite this lavish gesture, Jim decided not to marry Chrissy, leaving fans to speculate about their relationship and what really makes a couple. Jim risked everything by proposing to Chrissy in Miami in an attempt to make up for what many saw as his prior lack of commitment. How genuinely they are devoted to each other despite social norms is the true test of their love. They overcome obstacles and learn to prioritize their own and their group's happiness in an expectation-filled environment. As time passes, the audience eagerly awaits updates and fresh viewpoints on their relationship since they are so absorbed in their story. The universal themes of love, commitment, and personal growth that are emphasized throughout their journey resonate with a wide range of people. As Christian Jim continues on their journey, they serve as a reminder that partnerships are about more than just getting somewhere. They're also about the experiences and transformations that take place along the way. As they start this new chapter, we wish them both clarity, understanding, and happiness in whatever form that enjoyment may take. It's important to remember what makes people content and fulfilled, regardless of whether they decide to get married or remain single. After dating and living together for years, it's common for some couples to never get married. It doesn't matter if you find peace and contentment together or by yourself. As Chrissy and Jim move through this next stage, the rest of the world watches, hoping for some insight and understanding. Almost never is a love tale simple. Perhaps the most crucial thing for travelers to remember when managing relationships is to stay true to yourself. Joy for both of them, whatever course they decide to take in the days to come. The ever-evolving dynamics of their connection provide a metaphor for the highs and lows of love. Despite the conflict with A&A, every interaction and public appearance enhances the book they are co-writing. Jones is a continual reminder of the importance of family relationships and their challenges. Sometimes the depths of the sea are incapacitating. Jim and Chrissy have both grown as individuals over time by taking lessons from their mistakes and achievements. Not just about love, but also about respect, communication, and understanding. In addition to their future relationships and personal goals, they may be reflecting on their shared past. It's evident that Jim and Chris are reacting to the broader social norms that are frequently represented in discussions about marriage in different ways. In stressful environments shaped by the industry, fans, and family, it could be challenging to decide what's best for them, always in line with what each individual wants or is willing to.